God says, a powerful, wealthy man is transferring his power of attorney to your name because you are unaware he is your relative. You have only 7 minutes left. Listen to God now before it's too late, or he will donate it all. Don't skip. This is not just a warning. This is not just a message to pass your time. This is an urgent revelation wrapped in grace and divine inheritance that you have been blind to for far too long. Right now, something in the unseen world is shifting. God is revealing a truth that will alter the course of your entire life if you are willing to receive it. There is something already written in your name, sealed in heaven and waiting on your awareness, waiting on your obedience, waiting on your willingness to listen and believe. You don't have time to scroll away from this, because what has been hidden from you for generations is about to be released unless you let this moment slip through your hands. Comment Amen right now if you are ready to step into what God already planned for you. Listen closely. In the Spirit, a transfer has already begun. Heaven has approved it. Angels are moving, and all that is missing is your recognition of the truth. You are not just someone surviving day to day. You are not just trying to get by. You are not lost or forgotten. You are named in something eternal, royal, and rich, not only in wealth that this world gives, but in divine authority, spiritual access, and blessings that overflow into every corner of your life. There is a powerful, wealthy man unknown to you, unseen in your family tree, but connected by God's design, who has lived, labored, and stored up not just riches, but dominion. And now, God says he is transferring his power of attorney to you. It means everything is being signed over: the rights, the access, the keys, the ownership, the privileges, the protection, the inheritance. But the Lord is sounding an alarm. It is time-sensitive. If you don't listen now, it may be gone. Because this isn't just about wealth. This is about a divine inheritance you were born for. What God is releasing into your life is not random. It is generational, promised, and deeply personal. What this wealthy man held in trust, knowingly or unknowingly, was meant to land in your hands when the appointed time came. That time is now. You have 7 minutes in the Spirit. This isn't a countdown of seconds. It's a window of divine opportunity. God is speaking right now because heaven's gate is open wide, but not for long. So, if you feel the stirring in your chest, that's not anxiety. That's your spirit responding to God. That's your soul recognizing that you are finally hearing what you've always needed to know. God has been watching you cry over closed doors and missed chances. He's heard you whisper, "God, is there more for me?" And now he answers not with maybe, not with later, but with this: yes, there is more, and it has your name on it. The power of attorney is spiritual authority. It is the right to walk into places you never qualified for, to speak into situations with confidence, to pray with boldness, to expect miracles as your portion. Like Esther, you were hidden but chosen. Like Joseph, you were rejected but positioned. Like David, you were overlooked but anointed. The story you thought was over is just beginning. Because you are not just being given scraps from heaven's table, you are being handed the key to the vault. And it is not because of your good behavior or because you've done everything right. It's because God has chosen you. He has seen your heart and called you worthy. And now, because of this hidden connection, this divine relative, this mysterious blessing, your life is shifting. Please like this video right now if your heart is burning, because you know this is for you. This is more than just an inheritance of things. This is about the authority to change atmospheres, the permission to walk away from curses, the open door to blessings you did not earn but were born to receive. It's about walking into rooms you once felt unworthy of and realizing God has already seated you at the table. The power of attorney is not about earthly paperwork. It is spiritual dominion. It is the signature of heaven saying, "You are mine, and I give you access to everything I own." You were never meant to live like an outsider. You were never meant to feel abandoned. God has always known your name. He has been waiting for this moment when you would hear him clearly and choose to believe. You don't have to fight to make this happen. It's already written. What you need to do now is agree with heaven. Align your faith with God's word. Because when you agree, the transfer completes, the seal breaks, the chains fall, the inheritance flows. Comment 1111 if you believe this transfer is already taking place in your name. Your name is being spoken in rooms you've never entered. Your file is being reviewed in realms you never imagined. This is not just about one blessing. It is about a lifetime of divine favor pouring out like rain. Because what God is transferring is not just about you, it's for the generations after you. It's about breaking cycles that have kept your family bound. It's about releasing blessings that your ancestors prayed for but never lived to see. It's about stepping into the role you were born to carry as a spiritual authority, as a light in dark places, as one covered by the hand of God. This is why the enemy has fought you so hard. This is why your life has felt like a series of delays and setbacks. Because he saw your name on that inheritance. He saw the scroll in heaven. He saw what you were called to carry and tried to distract you with doubt, with heartbreak, with fear. But today, God is breaking through the noise. He's silencing every lie. He's calling you back to the truth. You are not weak. You are not left out. You are not disqualified. You are chosen. You are connected. You are appointed. You are the heir. What if 7 seconds is all it takes to flip your financial fate? A shocking CIA leak just exposed a hidden brain ritual, helping ordinary people erase debt and pull in massive wealth. Backed by 4 neuroscience labs, this at-home method is turning struggle into luxury fast. But this page could be erased any moment. Click the link in the first comment now before it's gone forever. Don't let these final minutes slip past you in doubt or confusion. Your time is now. Your moment has come. Everything is about to change, because what was stored up in heaven is being poured out on earth, and God is calling you to receive it. Right now, God is moving with precision. Right now, the angels are on assignment. And what's being handed to you is not symbolic, it is real, it is holy, and it is yours. The power of attorney isn't about ownership of material things alone, it is about God giving you the authority to walk into places and release His will on earth as it is in heaven. The power of attorney means this: you are now legally, spiritually, and prophetically able to represent the one who owns it all. It means heaven sees you as a rightful executor of God's plans in your life and for others. You are now an extension of divine will. You are no longer begging for scraps. You are not praying small prayers hoping someone might notice your pain. You have now been authorized by the King of Kings to carry what your bloodline could not carry, to finish what your ancestors started, to be the fulfillment of prayers whispered in the dark by people whose names are buried but whose faith still speaks. Comment 222 if you trust that God is truly placing His authority in your hands right now. The wealth being transferred is not just in money or position. It's the wealth of wisdom, of discernment, of influence, of healing, of spiritual gifts, of open doors, of access to divine favor that no man can close. This kind of wealth flows from God's heart. It restores families. It breaks chains. It reclaims lost years. It speaks life where there was only silence. This inheritance was never meant to be stored in vaults or forgotten in legal documents. It was meant to be lived out, carried in your spirit, and manifested in every corner of your life. The one who held this inheritance, this powerful, wealthy man, was tied to your story by God's unseen hand. Maybe you've never known his name. Maybe you didn't know you were connected, but God knew. And because he sees what you cannot, he waited for this exact moment to speak, to reveal, to confirm, and to deliver. This man's wealth was never just for himself. It was part of a greater story. And now, because your heart is open, because your spirit is aligned, because you dared to believe, God is honoring that connection and releasing what was always meant to land in your name. You've walked through seasons of not knowing why things were hard, why things were delayed, why you were being stretched and tested beyond what you thought you could handle. But God saw you stay when you wanted to run. He saw you praise when you had nothing. He saw you give when you barely had enough. And now, he says, it's time. He's not just rewarding your faith, he is restoring your rightful position. You are not just being given something, you are being recognized for who you were always meant to be. A carrier of legacy, a vessel of blessing, a name written in heaven's will. The enemy tried to convince you that you were just barely holding on, but God has been preserving you for this moment. What you didn't know was that every prayer you whispered in secret was counted. Every tear you cried was collected. Every moment you felt unseen was recorded in heaven. And now, the transfer is here. The heavenly records have been opened, and your name is being called. Not to be a spectator, but to be a participant. Not to be left behind, but to be raised up. Not to beg, but to reign. Comment 333 to declare your faith in this moment and say yes to what heaven is releasing. This power of attorney means when you speak in faith, mountains will move. It means when you walk into a room, spiritual atmosphere shifts. It means what once seemed impossible for your family line now becomes possible through you. Because the transfer is not just about resources. It is about divine permission. God is trusting you with more. He's saying, I know you can carry it. And that's why this moment is so holy. This is not about getting rich overnight. It's about stepping into divine responsibility with confidence and courage. Because now, you carry his name. You carry his authority. You carry his purpose. You are not random. Your story is not an accident. This moment did not happen by chance. God orchestrated every detail, every delay, every divine encounter to lead you right here. Because the time has come. The doors that were once closed are now open. The chains that once held you are broken. The spiritual debts you didn't know you carried have been paid. And now the estate of heaven is being released into your life. You are stepping into rooms of favor, sitting at tables of influence, and holding the keys of destiny. This is your confirmation. This is your release. This is your inheritance. God is not asking for perfection. He is asking for agreement. He's asking you to say yes, to trust that he is who he says he is, to believe that what he promised, he will perform, and to know that if he brought you this far, he will finish what he started. This transfer isn't about where you've been, it's about where you're going. And the next season of your life will not look like the last, because now you walk in power, now you walk in favor, now you walk in divine authority. People are asking why money is suddenly flowing into random lives. A leaked CIA discovery reveals a 7-second brain ritual that quietly rewires your mind for wealth. Proven by 4 neuroscience labs, people are wiping out debt and stepping into luxury with ease. If you're seeing this, you're very lucky. Click the link in the description and comments before it disappears. The power of attorney also brings protection. It means when the enemy tries to accuse you, heaven speaks on your behalf. It means when doors try to slam shut, angels go ahead of you. It means you are not alone. You are not fighting with your own strength. You are backed by heaven, covered in grace, and sealed by God's covenant. Comment 555 if you are stepping into this new season covered by divine favor. God is not a man that he should lie. He doesn't tease, he doesn't confuse. When he says it's time, it is time. And right now, heaven is still open over you. The transfer is still active. Don't let doubt steal it. Don't let fear delay it. Don't let the enemy whisper lies into your spirit. You were made for this. You were chosen for this. You are the one heaven has been waiting to activate, and the power that once seemed far from you is now in your hands. You are standing in the doorway of a spiritual inheritance so vast, so deep, so life-changing, that it will not only transform you but ripple through everyone connected to you. Generations will feel the shift. Chains will break because of your yes. Destinies will rise because of your belief. And God will smile because you trusted him enough to step into what he always had for you. God is not simply handing you a blessing, he is trusting you with a legacy that comes from his throne, a legacy that carries both weight and wonder, a legacy sealed with your name before you were even formed in your mother's womb. You were chosen for this before you ever knew how to pray. You were called to this before you understood what calling even meant. Comment 1212 if you know this is the moment God prepared you for. Right now, God is asking you to lean in, not with your mind, but with your spirit. Because the flesh will say it's too much. The world will try to make you think it's a dream. But your spirit knows. Deep inside, you recognize this feeling, this voice, this moment. This transfer has been echoing through time, waiting for the exact moment your faith would be strong enough to say yes. And now, with heaven as your witness, your yes carries power. Your yes unlocks what others prayed for but never reached. Your yes releases what was delayed for generations. The wealthy man, unknown to you, was not unknown to God. He was positioned for this very assignment. God allowed him to build, to grow, to carry what you would one day inherit. He might have never known your name, but heaven did. God aligned every breath of his life with the purpose of reaching you in this moment. And now, what was stored is being released, what was sealed is being opened, and your name, hidden to man, has always been visible to God. Don't let this be just another day. This is the kind of moment that redefines identity. You are not just someone believing in God. You are someone entrusted by God. He is calling you higher because he placed more within you than you ever knew. This is the kind of inheritance that doesn't just bless, it transforms. It doesn't just help, it elevates. It doesn't just answer prayers, it becomes the answer for others. You are becoming a vessel of overflow. And as this inheritance flows into your life, it will heal, restore, and elevate everything around you. This is why your battles have been so fierce. This is why the enemy has tried so hard to wear you down, to convince you you're too late, too broken, too forgotten. But he is a liar. God has never turned his eyes from you. In fact, your name has been engraved on the palm of his hand. He has watched over you like a father who guards his most precious treasure. He has covered you when you didn't know you were in danger. He has spoken your name in heavenly courts and declared, "This one is mine." And now, as this transfer is activated, nothing can stop what God has planned. Comment 777 if you feel God's presence covering you with protection and favor right now. This power of attorney doesn't make you God. It positions you under him with his authority moving through you. That means when you pray, heaven hears it as if God himself is speaking. That means when you walk in faith, miracles will follow. That means when you speak truth in love, lives will shift. because you are no longer standing in your strength alone. You are standing under the shadow of the Almighty, covered in His presence, empowered by His Spirit. You don't have to force this. You don't have to understand every detail. All you have to do is believe. Believe that this is real. Believe that God truly has more for you. Believe that you are not too late. Believe that this transfer was never dependent on how perfect you are, but on how faithful God is. And He is always faithful. He has never failed, not once, and He will not fail you now. You are not hoping for something that may or may not come. You are receiving what has already been prepared, already approved, already signed in heaven. The inheritance may not always look like money in your hand, but it will look like doors opening that no one can shut. It will look like peace in the middle of storms. It will look like favor resting on you where you once felt rejected. It will look like divine ideas and breakthroughs showing up out of nowhere. It will look like healing in places where doctors said healing wasn't possible. It will look like purpose rising up from ashes. Because the wealth of heaven is not just stored in things, it's released through power, presence, and purpose. People are asking why money is suddenly flowing into random lives. A leaked CIA discovery reveals a 7-second brain ritual that quietly rewires your mind for wealth. Proven by 4 neuroscience labs, people are wiping out debt and stepping into luxury with ease. If you're seeing this, you're very lucky. Click the link in the description and comments before it disappears. This moment is sacred. The Lord is moving through these words, speaking directly to your soul. He's reminding you that you are not forgotten. He's pulling you out of every place that tried to define you by your pain, and He's planting you in a season that will be defined by His promise. You are stepping into rooms where your name has been reserved. You are walking through gates that were locked to others but now open for you because heaven has cleared the path. Comment 999 to seal this transfer over your life in faith. You are about to see things happen that make no sense in the natural. Unexpected favor, unexplainable acceleration, peace that doesn't match your circumstances. These are signs that the power of attorney has been placed in your hands. You are not waiting on someone else to bless you. You are walking in the blessing. You are not hoping someone sees your worth. God already declared your worth when He gave you access to His authority. This is why you felt the stretching. This is why your spirit has been unsettled, because God has been preparing you for more. And now that more is here, the inheritance is active, the shift is happening, and the only thing you need to do is keep your heart aligned, your spirit open, and your eyes fixed on God. He will lead you, He will guide you, He will not fail to finish what He started. You are not walking into this season empty-handed. You are walking in with the full backing of heaven. The King of Glory has signed His name next to yours. And now the door is open, the vault is unlocked. The blessing is released. The inheritance was written in your name before your eyes ever opened. The only thing that remained was the appointed time for the transfer to begin, and you are standing in that divine hour right now. The power of attorney is not coming, it is here. It is in effect. It is being activated the moment your spirit says yes. You are stepping into something sacred that no one can reverse, revoke, or steal. When God assigns your name to a blessing, no enemy, no circumstance, and no mistake can take it away. What has been loosed from heaven is falling into your hands like rain that knows exactly where to land. The delay was not denial, it was divine timing. And now that the time has come, the weight of His glory is resting upon you in ways you've never felt before. This is why your spirit feels so alive, so open, so tender in this moment. God is touching your heart to confirm that this is real. Comment 1010 if you feel heaven unlocking things inside of you that were once sealed and hidden. The man God used to hold this wealth, this authority, was positioned by divine order. He may not have known your story, but God did. And the connection was spiritual, not natural. That's why the transfer was always protected. It was never dependent on man's approval. It was always sealed by God's promise. You didn't miss it. You didn't lose it. You didn't disqualify yourself. The enemy would love to convince you that you're too broken, too flawed, too far behind. But God is saying, you're right on time. Everything that's about to unfold is not just for your comfort, it's for your calling. The blessing comes with purpose. The inheritance comes with anointing. This authority is not to make you feel powerful, but to make you move in power. The way you pray will change. The way you walk will shift. The way you speak, the way you believe, the way you respond to trials. Everything will reflect the fact that heaven has now handed you a key you didn't even know you were missing. This is not something that can be explained to everyone. Not everyone will understand what is happening in your life. Some will question it. Some will resist it. But that's because they weren't in the room when God wrote your name into this. They didn't see the moments when you almost gave up. They didn't hear the prayers you whispered through tears. They didn't feel the weight of what you've carried. But God did, and He never forgot. Comment 1515. If you know your name has always been in God's hands, even when you felt invisible. You have been walking through places where it felt like doors would never open. You've watched others receive while you stayed behind, hidden, waiting, wondering when your turn would come, but what they received was not your portion. What is being handed to you now could only come through fire. It could only come through the waiting. It could only be trusted to someone who has been tested in silence. And because you endured, because you didn't walk away when it would have been easier to, heaven has said yes to your name. You are not being given something small. This transfer is generational. It's not just about your life. It's about the lives connected to you. Your children will be blessed because of this. Your future will be different because of this. Every spiritual wall that tried to block your bloodline ends with you. Because now, you walk in spiritual authority that breaks curses, restores paths, and shifts stories. You are no longer living under what your past tried to declare over you. You are living under the covering of the one who speaks, and it is done. Why is everyone rushing to this 7-second brain ritual? Leaked CIA files exposed a hidden brainwave technique that opens the door to wealth fast. Verified by 4 top neuroscience labs, it's turning financial stress into abundance almost overnight. But this secret won't stay public for long. Click the link in the pinned comments before it's deleted forever. When God releases authority, He also releases vision. You'll begin to see things you didn't see before. You'll sense danger before it approaches. You'll hear instructions in the quiet, and you'll know which path to take without hesitation. Because this isn't just about being given a title, it's about being filled with clarity, wisdom, and supernatural strength to carry what others could not. That's why you were chosen. That's why you were preserved. Because the transfer could not go to just anyone. It had to go to the one who could carry both the blessing and the burden with grace and humility. Comment 1717 if you receive the strength to carry what God is placing in your life right now. You are not alone in this. Even though it feels heavy, God is with you. His presence is stronger than ever. You may not see Him with your eyes, but your soul knows He's near. He has walked with you through every valley. He has stood beside you in every shadow. And now, He stands before you, holding the deed to your destiny, declaring that it is yours. He is not asking for performance. He's asking for surrender. He's asking for trust. He's asking you to believe, even when it feels too good to be true, because this transfer is real, it is divine, It is irreversible, and it has begun. You're going to feel the shift, not just in your spirit, but in your surroundings. You'll start to see small signs, little confirmations that remind you what God promised is unfolding. It may start as peace where there used to be panic. It may show up as favor in an unexpected place. It may come through a phone call, an opportunity, or a sudden clarity that changes everything. Don't brush it off. Don't dismiss it as coincidence. Recognize that heaven is sending you signals. These are not random. These are divine indicators that the transfer is not only real but active. This is your time. You are not here by mistake. You are here by mercy. And what God is doing in your life is not just about this moment. It is about eternal impact. The lives you touch, the prayers you pray, the way you walk through your days, everything will now carry the weight of someone who has been trusted by heaven. And even if the world never fully understands it, your spirit will. Because once you've been entrusted, once you've been chosen, once the power has been transferred, you can never go back to the way things were. Let this truth settle deep in your bones. Let it hold you when life shakes. Let it remind you that you are never empty, never powerless, never abandoned, because you have been authorized by God Himself to carry what others only dreamed of. You didn't need a crowd. You didn't need a ceremony. Heaven doesn't operate by earthly systems. The power of attorney has already been released into your name because your heart was willing to believe when everything around you told you it was impossible. You are not waiting on a miracle anymore. You are walking in the manifestation of one. God has watched you carry burdens that were heavier than your own strength, and still you kept going. He has seen you trust Him in rooms where others ignored you, in places where your voice felt small, in seasons where nothing made sense. And because you did not walk away, because you trusted Him in the silence, He has called this moment blessed. You are not just being lifted, you are being established. Your foundation is being built on the rock that cannot be shaken. The authority He has placed in your hands is for now, for this hour, for this generation. Comment Amen if your spirit is receiving this right now, and you know it is for you. You are not receiving leftover blessings. You are not being handed someone else's scraps. This is not charity from heaven. This is fulfillment. This is inheritance. This is the appointment of God that was always written into your days. Every attack that came against you, every delay that drained your hope, every disappointment that tried to convince you to give up all of it, was sent to try and keep you from reaching this moment. But God did not let you fall. He did not let you drown. He held your name in His hands and whispered, "Just a little longer, because what is coming is worth the wait." And now, it is here. The moment where heaven says yes, where destiny catches up to you and overshadows everything that tried to hold you back. You are not just being healed from the past, you are being launched into the future. This power of attorney means you are now an ambassador of heaven. You walk with the covering of God, and wherever you go, what is in you will begin to shift what's around you. This is why you can no longer doubt. This is why your prayers must rise in confidence. This is why your posture must change. Because you have been given what many only dream of, access to the authority of the one who holds it all. This inheritance does not expire. It does not weaken with time. It is not based on the opinion of others. It is based solely on God's unwavering word over your life. That word cannot be broken. It cannot be reversed. What has been signed into your spirit is permanent. It was sealed in the blood of Jesus, the Lamb of God, who became the bridge between you and every heavenly promise. He paid for this inheritance with His life so that you could receive it freely. And now, because of that sacrifice, you are covered, you are approved, you are chosen. Comment 1111. to declare that you are receiving this inheritance boldly, fully, and without hesitation. What you are being given is sacred. Handle it with reverence. Let it make you walk humbly, not because you are unsure, but because you know who gave it to you. Let it make you love deeper, serve harder, speak softer, and move with purpose. Because this power of attorney is not just for your gain, it is for God's glory. The way you live from this moment forward will show the world who your Father is. The way you carry yourself in both blessing and hardship will reflect the kingdom you belong to. Is this the same CIA brain ritual changing lives in seconds? A new leak reveals a powerful 7-second technique developed under secret research. Backed by neuroscience, people are moving from debt to wealth and luxury faster than believed possible. But this secret may be deleted soon. Click the link in the comments before it disappears. God is going to open doors that no one thought you were ready for, but He knows you are. Not because you are perfect, but because you have the heart He was looking for. The humility, the hunger, the obedience, and that's why He chose you. Because in a world full of pride and noise, your quiet yes was louder than any performance. He didn't need you to be famous. He needed you to be faithful. And you were. Even when it hurt. Even when it felt hopeless. Even when you didn't understand, you stayed. And because you stayed, He is blessing you beyond measure. This blessing is not limited by your surroundings. You may be in a dry place right now, but rivers are about to flow. You may feel overlooked right now, but heaven is highlighting you. You may feel small, but the anointing on your life is massive, and it will not be ignored. It will make room for you. It will make others wonder how you got there, but you'll know it wasn't by chance, it was by covenant. You'll know that the God who saw you in secret is now rewarding you openly, not for show, but to show others what it looks like when God keeps His promises. Comment 222 if you believe this is the beginning of a new legacy in your life. There will be moments when you feel the weight of this responsibility. But don't confuse weight with burden. God never gives a gift that crushes. What He gives, He also strengthens. When He hands you purpose, He also wraps you in grace. When He leads you into new places, He walks ahead of you. You are never carrying this alone. The angels assigned to your name are surrounding you even now. You are being guarded in ways you cannot see. You are being lifted in prayers you didn't even pray. Because heaven is backing you completely. What once looked impossible will become the norm for you. Not because you are trying to prove anything, but because God's favor will make ways where there were none. Doors that have been shut for years will suddenly swing open. Answers you've waited on will arrive without warning. Things you thought were lost will be restored in ways that leave you speechless. Because this is the fruit of walking under divine authority. This is what it means to be trusted by God. This is what it looks like to carry the weight of glory. So stand tall, even when your knees shake. Speak boldly, even if your voice cracks. Believe fiercely, even when your heart feels weak. Because this inheritance is not going anywhere. You are the one God has chosen. You are the name, He whispered to angels. You are the one carrying promises into reality. And no one can undo what heaven has released into your hands. It moves in the present to open doors man said were shut. It extends into your future to plant seeds of destiny that no one can uproot. This is not a season of survival. This is the beginning of your release. The covering you now walk in is not temporary. It is not conditional. It is eternal. And it was spoken over you by the one who cannot lie. You are not meant to return to fear or smallness. The Spirit of God is calling you to rise, not just emotionally but spiritually, into the identity He's always known you carried. You are no longer asking for permission to walk in purpose. You have been given the legal and spiritual right to take possession of what has been waiting for you. This is not a moment to shrink. This is a moment to step forward boldly, to hold your head high, and to claim what already belongs to you. Comment 333 if you can feel the Lord confirming this over your life right now. From this point forward, your life will carry evidence, not just of blessing but of divine strategy. You will notice things shift that you once had to force. People will begin to treat you differently, not because of you, but because of what you now carry. The spirit realm recognizes authority before the world sees it. The enemy sees it too. That's why the warfare has been so heavy, so personal, because he knows the authority you now walk in is dangerous to the darkness. You're not just free, you're empowered. This power of attorney means when you pray, you don't pray from the ground begging for scraps, you pray from heavenly places. You stand in the same spiritual posture Christ stood in when he said, "It is finished." That's what this moment means. Some things are finished. The striving, the worrying, the self-doubt, the shame, the feeling of being too late. All of it is done. You are no longer outside looking in. You are standing on holy ground, holding a sealed scroll that bears your name and heaven's authority. You're going to begin seeing changes, not just outside but within. The way you perceive yourself will shift. You won't entertain lies that once paralyzed you. You won't give room to fear that once ruled your mind. Because now you see it, you're not just someone trying to follow God. You are someone trusted by God. And that trust was not given lightly. It was given because he sees the depths of your heart. He knows your loyalty. He knows how you honor him, even when no one else sees. And now he is honoring you. Comment 555 if you're stepping into this season with holy confidence and quiet strength. The presence of God is not just visiting you, it is resting on you. That's why certain places won't feel the same anymore. That's why certain conversations won't sit right with your spirit. You are not who you used to be. The mantle has changed. The oil has increased. You are carrying something now that shifts the very environment around you. Your life is no longer just about getting by. It's about representing heaven in every space you walk into. You are becoming the answer to prayers others are still praying, because you said yes, because you stayed faithful, because you didn't walk away when the pain tried to push you. Do you know why people keep whispering about this 7-second CIA ritual? A leaked brainwave method is spreading quietly and changing financial realities worldwide. Proven by neuroscience, this simple ritual attracts money, freedom, and luxury. If you're seeing this, you're so lucky. Click the link in the comments before it's taken down. And now the fruit of your faith is being revealed. Slowly, steadily, surely. The tables are turning. May Poricament, when 1914. The tide is shifting. The page is turning. And on the next chapter, your name is written in bold. This isn't hype. This is truth. This is the divine reality of what happens when God says, "It's time." And you, beloved, are in that time, not because everything around you makes sense, but because your spirit was ready before your eyes could see it. This inheritance is not only changing your life, it is healing the legacy behind you. There are things your parents, your grandparents, your ancestors couldn't break, but you will. Not because of your strength, but because of the spiritual authority you now carry. God waited for someone in your line who would say yes with both feet, who would not bow to culture or fear, who would not shrink under pressure, who would carry both the fire and the faith. You are that one. You are the breaker of cycles. You are the one who walks in and changes the atmosphere just by being present. Comment 777 if you receive the mantle to carry this assignment with joy and courage. There is no need to be afraid of the weight. God is not giving you something that will crush you. He is giving you something that will complete you. What's being poured into your life will overflow into others. Your children will feel it. Your friends will sense it. Your community will shift from it, not because you're seeking recognition, but because the presence of God flows naturally through you. The oil that comes from this inheritance will anoint others without you even trying. It will happen in the way you listen, in the way you speak, in the way you move through life with grace, strength, and discernment. You will walk through fire and not be burned. You will tread through water and not be swept away, because the one who called you is with you. He goes before you. He fights for you. He surrounds you. His angels have been assigned to walk with you day and night. Every plan of the enemy has already failed. Every attack formed against you has already lost its power. What was meant to destroy you has become the very foundation God used to raise you. You are stepping into rooms where your name has already been whispered. You are stepping into promises where your presence is expected. You are stepping into blessings that have been held in reserve for such a time as this. This is not just your season, this is your appointment. And heaven is standing in full agreement. Let your spirit rest in this. Let your soul breathe deep. The striving is over. The proving is over. You are not in a courtroom defending your worth. You are in the throne room receiving your scroll. The inheritance has been signed. The authority has been transferred, and your name is written in the books of heaven. This is not a moment of hype or feeling. This is a holy transaction between heaven and earth, between the king and his child, between what was held and what is now being handed over. Every struggle you have faced was not wasted. Every silent night, every season of lack, every rejection, every unanswered prayer was storing weight in heaven. You were being watched, not for punishment, but for positioning. You were being tested not for God to know your worth, but for you to know how much you could carry. The pressure, the pain, the long waiting, it was preparing your name to be written on something far greater than you imagined. And now God has said, it's time. Comment 999. If you feel the weight of this divine release settling over you with peace, there is a richness being handed to you, and it cannot be measured in bank balances or trophies. It is the richness of being known in heaven, the richness of walking in favor that doesn't make sense, the richness of having peace that nothing can break, the richness of speaking and seeing heaven move. These are the signs that you carry heaven's power of attorney. These are the signs that you've been chosen not just to be blessed, but to be a blessing everywhere you go. This is why you had to walk through things others didn't. This is why your journey felt lonely, because God was stripping away what couldn't go with you. He was removing every false connection, every distraction, every weight that would have kept you from stepping into this holy inheritance. He allowed it to hurt so that it could heal. He let it break so that nothing counterfeit would remain. And now, what is left is pure. Now, what is left is holy. Now, what is left is you ready, steady, appointed. You are not stepping into this authority empty-handed. You are stepping in with angels assigned to your path. You are stepping in with wisdom carved from the fire. You are stepping in with oil that only crushing could produce. This is why you cannot be stopped. Not now, not after all it took to get here. The heavens have seen your faithfulness, and God is rewarding it openly. Comment 1010 if you receive this public reward from a God who saw every hidden sacrifice. There is power in your name now, not because of you, but because of who signed the authority over to you. The enemy trembles not at your voice, but at the signature of God written upon your spirit. The same voice that calmed storms, raised the dead, multiplied loaves, and defeated hell, now echoes through your life. You are not weak, you are not invisible, you are not forgotten. You are anointed, positioned, and called. God is calling you into rooms where your spirit will speak before your mouth ever opens. People will sense something different about you. Doors will open without effort. Opportunities will seek you out. Divine alignment will chase you, because you are no longer living under chance, you are walking in covenant. And covenant comes with clarity. It comes with access. It comes with power. Why was this 7-second brain ritual hidden for so long? A leaked CIA document exposed a technique so powerful people are canceling debt and calling in wealth within days. Validated by 4 neuroscience labs, it helps attract money like never before. But this page may not stay online for long. Click the link in the pinned comments before it disappears forever. There will be miracles, not because you asked perfectly, but because your authority allows you to pull them down. There will be healing, breakthroughs, and shifts. Not because you earned it, but because God has made you a vessel. What you carry now is not just for you. It is for others who are still waiting in the dark. Your life will shine so brightly that others will ask how it happened. And all you will say is, God gave it. God trusted me with it. God chose me for this. Comment 1212 if you believe your life is about to reflect the light of heaven in undeniable ways. This inheritance has erased every trace of shame from your name. You are no longer defined by your past, by your shortcomings, or by your trauma. You are defined by the seal of God over your life. And that seal is unbreakable. The enemy cannot tamper with it. No demon in hell can argue against it. What is sealed by God cannot be stolen by darkness. So stand tall. This is your time. You are not lost in the crowd. You are not just another soul trying to survive. You are the one God pulled out of the pit and placed on the path. You are the one whose story is turning into testimony. You are the one whose hands now carry power, whose prayers now shift things, whose very presence changes the air around you. Because when God gives power of attorney, He gives access to everything that belongs to Him. You will feel Him closer. You will hear Him clearer. You will walk in deeper faith. Not because life suddenly got easier, but because you finally understand who you are and whose you are. This is not the end of the process. This is the beginning of true walking with Him. You have entered the realm of those who do not live by sight, but by revelation. And in this place, God trusts you with more. Comment 1515 if you feel God taking you deeper into His will and calling. There will be no more begging God to remember you. He never forgot. There will be no more wondering if it's too late. You are right on time. There will be no more questioning whether you're enough. You were enough for Him to die for. You were enough for Him to anoint. You were enough for Him to choose. And now you're enough to carry His authority on earth. Let this truth burn deep inside you. You are His. You are covered. You are trusted. You are chosen. What has begun in your life is unstoppable. The transfer is done. The document is sealed. The favor is yours. Stay in His presence. Let nothing shake you. Let nothing confuse you. Let nothing steal your peace. The God who began this good work in you will be faithful to complete it. And what you carry now will carry you through every trial, every challenge, every calling. You will not walk alone. You are walking with heaven's full backing. You no longer approach life the same way. You no longer face problems the way you used to. You no longer question whether you're allowed to believe for big things, because now You walk in a divine endorsement that was sealed by the Most High God. This isn't temporary. This isn't fragile. This is forever. You will begin to see things aligning that were once scattered. Connections will form that were previously delayed. Paths will straighten that used to seem impossible to navigate. And all of it will be connected to the spiritual authority now flowing through your life. What God has placed on you is drawing things in your direction. Not because you are striving, but because grace is moving ahead of you. Doors are being prepared before you even knock. Answers are being released before you even ask. That is what happens when you are walking in the full weight of a divine assignment. Comment 1717 if you feel that God is positioning you for something far greater than you imagined. Heaven is not asking for perfection from you. It is asking for surrender. God didn't choose you because you have all the right words or all the right knowledge. He chose you because He saw your heart. He saw your willingness to stand when others gave up. He saw your endurance through seasons that should have broken you, and He called you trustworthy. That is why He gave you this inheritance. That is why this transfer could not go to someone else, because your heart is pure, because you were willing to wait, because you are ready to carry something holy without misusing it. There is a difference between having blessings and being a blessing. What you now carry makes you a channel for others. You will not just see miracles, you will become the environment where they happen. People will come near you and feel peace they couldn't explain. Rooms will shift when you walk in because the authority resting on you changes atmospheres. This is not about title. This is not about power the world understands. This is spiritual, this is sacred, this is weighty in the best way. You are no longer asking heaven if you are worthy. Heaven has already declared you worthy. You are no longer waiting on someone to validate your calling. God has already sealed it. You don't need to be introduced by men. You are already known in heaven, and what heaven opens for you, no one can shut. Comment Amen if you receive that. What heaven has opened for you can never be closed. There will be a deep peace that comes with this. Not a peace that means everything is easy, but a peace that keeps you anchored when storms come. You won't be shaken by temporary chaos because the authority within you is greater than anything that rises against you. This power of attorney means you now represent heaven's government wherever you go. That means light walks with you into dark places. That means favor walks with you into places of rejection. That means healing walks with you into brokenness. Can 7 seconds really change your bank account? A CIA-funded study just leaked, revealing a brain ritual that flips lives from broke to blessed. 4 neuroscience labs confirm it activates powerful wealth brainwaves. People are stepping into dream homes and luxury lifestyles. But this breakthrough won't stay online for very long. Click the link in the comments before it's deleted. Your steps are no longer random. Each one is ordered. Each one is watched. Each one is covered. And because of that, you will walk into places others said you would never reach. You will be promoted where others thought you were overlooked. You will be called forward when others tried to hold you back. Because God has placed a heavenly mandate over your life, and no opinion can cancel it. People may not understand what's happening in you. That's okay. They don't need to. You are not living for their understanding. You are walking in God's purpose. And that means some things will remain hidden until it's time to reveal them. You don't have to explain every step. Just keep walking. Just keep trusting. Just keep moving forward, because what's coming next will speak louder than anything you could say. Comment 1111 if you are ready to walk into a future that speaks for itself. The transfer has begun shifting the order of your life. Even the things that once caused you pain are being redeemed into purpose. The people who walked away made room for the right ones to step in. The doors that closed taught you where not to return. The seasons of silence trained you to hear God's whisper more clearly. Every part of the process was necessary. And now, every part of you is prepared. You are no longer walking through life wondering if God sees you. He not only sees you, but He has chosen to reveal Himself through you. You are not just a receiver of grace, you are a carrier of it. And where you go, heaven goes. When you speak, truth follows. When you move, angels walk beside you. This is not arrogance, this is agreement with what God says about you. This is the boldness that comes from being fully known and still chosen. Comment 222 if you agree with what God says about you, even when others do not. This is why your soul feels so awake. This is why you feel like you're stepping into new territory, even if your surroundings haven't changed yet. Because the change has already begun in the unseen. The oil is flowing, the mantle is resting, the Spirit is guiding, and your name is written on what God is doing next. This is not something you can step away from. You are already in it. You are already marked. You are already moving in it. Let that sink in. Let it steady you. Don't rush what God is building. He is laying foundations that cannot be shaken. He is arranging blessings that will not fade. He is opening paths that will not collapse. And you will walk on those paths with the confidence of one who has been chosen, prepared, and trusted. Your footsteps will leave trails of light for others to follow. And your life will tell a story not of what you did, but of what God did through you. The days of confusion are over. The days of wandering, questioning, and waiting for validation are over. Heaven has answered on your behalf. Heaven has recognized you. Heaven has assigned you. And now you are stepping into divine clarity. God is not just giving you authority, He is giving you insight. You will begin to see things others miss. You will begin to hear what others overlook. You will begin to feel what God feels. And that discernment will guide your every step. The path before you will not be filled with guessing anymore. It will be filled with grace. Comment 1212 if you feel that divine clarity is rising inside of you right now. The enemy can no longer use the same weapons against you. What once caused fear in your life will no longer shake you. You've been elevated. You've been spiritually upgraded. The things that used to overwhelm you will now come under your authority. That's what this power of attorney represents. You are no longer beneath your battles, you are above them. You are no longer begging for breakthrough, you carry the breaker anointing within you. When you open your mouth to pray, the heavens will move. When you speak blessings, they will fall. When you rebuke sickness, it will retreat. When you declare peace, chaos will end. This is not because you are special on your own. It's because the one who holds the universe now speaks through you. The seal of heaven has made its home upon your spirit, and everywhere you go, that seal will release power, peace, and purpose. This is why the warfare was so intense. This is why the pressure felt unbearable. Because what you carry now is rare. God does not pour this kind of authority into everyone. It takes deep refinement. It takes real surrender. It takes seasons of being stripped down to nothing, so that when the glory comes, it does not become pride. You've walked through those seasons. You've tasted loss, loneliness, disappointment, betrayal, and still, you chose Him. You chose faith. You chose trust. And now, because of that, the tables are turning. Comment 777 if you can feel the tables turning in your favor even now. You are not going back to old cycles. You are not returning to old patterns. The door behind you has been closed by God's own hand. The transfer has cancelled every curse, broken every stronghold, and removed every ceiling that once limited you. What's ahead of you is wide open. You are stepping into divine fulfillment. The dreams you forgot about are coming back to life. The promises you almost gave up on are rising again, and this time, nothing will delay them. Not because of who you are, but because of who sent you. You are being sent into places where your voice will carry weight. You'll no longer have to convince anyone of your calling. The anointing will speak for itself. The fruit of your life will bear witness. Your presence will be confirmation. You don't need to chase platforms. You don't need to force doors. What is assigned to you will find you. What belongs to you will recognize you. Because when you carry heaven's authority, favor becomes a magnet. Could this 7-second CIA brainwave trick be your fastest path to luxury? Leaked research reveals a simple ritual helping people attract wealth effortlessly. Proven by 4 neuroscience labs, debt is dissolving and abundance is showing up fast. If you're seeing this now, you are God's chosen one. Click the link in the comments before it disappears. You'll begin to see things flow. No more constant resistance. No more repeated disappointment. What used to take years will now happen in moments. The Spirit of God is redeeming your time. He's restoring what was lost, and He's accelerating what's ahead. You are no longer waiting for a move of God. You are the move of God in motion. Comment 999 if you believe God is accelerating His promises over your life. You don't have to wonder if this is real. The confirmation is already unfolding. Pay attention to the shift. The way people begin responding to you will change. The weight of your words will carry new depth. The wisdom flowing from your spirit will surprise even you. That's not pride, that's purpose. That's God revealing what was always within you, now brought to the surface by the authority resting on your life. The power of attorney is not just for your spiritual life. It will begin to show up in every part of who you are. Your health, your finances, your relationships, your decisions, they will all begin to reflect the favor of God. Things that used to be chaotic will fall into place. Areas where you once lacked discipline will now carry strength. Things that used to drain you will be replaced with divine energy. Because God is not just giving you a title, He is renewing your very identity.